I have a great privilege tonight of being able to introduce our very special guest speaker, and that is the Governor of South Dakota. Before I do that, I want to address 5 issues that were raised with me by people that I got to visit with tonight. First, let's be crystal clear about something. In 2022, Republicans are going to win back Harris County, Texas. And there's an easy explanation of why that's going to happen. It's because we are going to replicate exactly what happened in the midterm elections when Barack Obama was president. And what we're going to do, we're going to educate voters the difference between Republicans and Democrats. The only difference is when we were fighting back against the Obama administration, we were fighting back against Democrats. Since that time, they've renamed themselves. They went from Democrats to liberals to progressives to socialists. Who would have thought about it? Socialists are running for the bench in Harris County, Texas. And we are going to take those seats back this next election cycle. They make it so easy for us to explain the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Just look at the Green New Deal. It is a job killer, but the real design behind the Green New Deal is to redistribute wealth in the realm of the socialism they want to achieve. Let me tell you something the Democrats won't tell you about the socialism they're trying to sow in this infrastructure program and their other programs. All this wealth redistribution, you can add together all of the socialistic economic systems in the history of the entire world. And capitalism in the United States of America has lifted more people out of poverty than all of those socialistic systems combined, and we are not going to let socialism take hold in this country or take hold in this state. Third thing is this. Everybody talks to me about this. It's the border. The border is a total disaster. But remember exactly what happened during the course of the political campaign for the presidency, because the president is doing exactly what they said they were going to do. They said that the Democrats would have open border policies and they would start giving away everything for free to people coming across the border. Let me tell you something. If our government is going to start giving things away for free, by God, we should be giving it to the men and women who've worn the uniform of the United States military, not people who are coming across the border illegally. In the state of Texas, is doing what the Biden administration should do. We deployed 1,000 National Guard and 1,000 Department of Public Safety officers to do the federal government's job, and that is to secure the border. And in just 1 month, they made about 600 arrests and apprehended more than 16,000 people who'd come across the border illegally. So let me tell you something that I talked to Congressman Brady about, and I know that Senator Cruz and Senator Cornyn are working on. Is the plan goes like this. Texas is going to secure the border, and the Biden administration is going to pay for it. That's the way we're going to make this work. Real quick, a couple of other things, and that is one thing going on in Texas is an unfortunate replication of some of the socialistic ideology that we're seeing in some other states. It is this defund the police movement. They want to reimagine what policing is supposed to look like, which starts with defunding police. Let me tell you something. In Texas, We don't defund or disrespect our police. We support our law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line to keep our community safe. I want a bill on my desk that will defund any city like Austin, Texas, that defunds our police who protect us. And then an issue that is hotter in Harris County than any other place for good reason. We need to have election integrity reforms passed in the legislature this session. We're going to get rid of some of those new rules that Harris County came up with and make sure that these mail-in ballot schemes are not going to be allowed. The Democrats will be the first to tell you that mail-in ballots are a way in which fraud can occur. Don't take my word for it. Take the word of Barack Obama. When Barack Obama was president and when Joe Biden was vice president, they sent their FBI and their U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Texas down to the border to investigate and prosecute a scheme where cocaine was used to buy votes in ballot harvesting. The Democrats know illegal voting takes place, and I want you to know when this session ends, we will reform the laws to prevent cheating and illegal voting at the ballot box in Texas. Then the last thing is this. It's a story that comes from a Lincoln Day dinner I spoke to 2 weeks ago in B County. And B County was a room about this size, amazingly, because it meant pretty much everybody in B County was at the event, including a woman named Maria. Maria came up to me and explained that she had recently immigrated from Mexico to Texas and to the United States. And she said she is a legal immigrant and insisted illegal immigration should not supplant legal immigration into the United States. She said that she was proud to be an American, but she was prouder to be a Texan. My point is this. We have Maria. We have a man that I met earlier tonight from New York whose name is Ricardo. And we have so many people like that who are coming to Texas from other countries, from other states. They're coming to Texas because they love the ideology of what the Republicans stand for in the Lone Star State. You can make sure we keep it that way. So let me transition into my introduction about the North Dakota governor by telling you about an economic fact. The Bureau of Economic Affairs for the United States, they issue a quarterly report about the gross domestic product in every state in the United States. The last report came out for the fourth quarter of last year. The fourth quarter of last year saw Texas with a blistering hot GDP growth of 7.5% in the fourth quarter. California lagged behind. They were 3.8% in GDP growth, about half of Texas, and Florida was less than that at 3.1%. In fact, Texas had the fastest growing gross domestic product than any other state in America except one state. That one state would be South Dakota. We were at 7.5%. South Dakota was at 9.9%. Now, before you start giving all the credit to Governor Noem, she will be the first to tell you that she does share some of the credit with her economic development advisor, her economic development promoter. and that's the governor of Michigan. Because the governor of Michigan is so liberal and so extreme, and is compelling all the people to move from Michigan to South Dakota. But Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, of course, has her own record to run on. She is a conservative rock star across the United States for a very good reason. She has never increased taxes, only cut taxes. She is a bona fide fiscal conservative to the bone. She has a 100% pro-life rating. Take that. Where's Ann Lee? Where did we lose Ann Lee? Ann Lee, you're pro-life. Everybody here is pro-life. Kristi Noem is a pro-life leader in the United States of America. She's also a leader for Second Amendment rights. She signed into law a stand your ground law, like what we have here in the state of Texas, and she signed into law a constitutional carry law, like what the state legislature is working on as we speak. There's a long list of accomplishments I could talk about Kristi Noem that I'm sure she will cover in part. But I want to cover one because it's particularly important right now. Right now, our country faces an enormous challenge, and that's the challenge of the Biden administration. And one of the forces that deals with that challenge are the leaders of all our different states. One thing that is enormously important, and that is we have governors like Kristi Noem in office. What we have the Republican Governors Association, and Kristi is on the executive board of that. And we work collaboratively together to make sure that we are pushing back against the Green New Deal, against the socialistic policies. And having the numbers and the leadership of people like Kristi ensures that the United States of America is not going to fall to the forces of socialism coming out of the Biden administration. We're fortunate to have her in the Lone Star State, so please join me in giving Kristi Noem a Texas-sized welcome to the Lone Star State.